What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another stream. Did say we are going to do one when Neil signed to confirm the deal, so apologies for that. But we basically confirmed it in the stream before for ourselves. Told you to trust me. It was done. And we're now going to sit here and eat a pack of Haribos and revel in celebration. Because they've nearly gone everywhere. And revel in celebrations that we have Neil for one more year. So, we've got a couple of different things to cover. We'll start off with the obvious one. Neil Warnock is back at the club for the season. Absolutely massive. There's no one I trust more than to lead us into this season. Absolutely not. Ronnie Jepson is his assistant. Absolutely massive. Another crucial thing. What else is there? Yeah. The way Kevin explained it best, that he's new to the game, we need someone to bring stability. Stability might not mean that we're pushing for playoffs or anything, but after the season we've just had, I would just be happy to be able to compete for once. That's all I want. So, Neil's back. He's the manager. Kevin is the traditional owner. He wants Jake Edwards to sort out all the sporting directors' duties normally. He wants Neil to do the managing. He wants the coaches to do the coaching. This is how Huddersfield Town Football Club, and all football clubs for that matter, should be run. Kevin gets it. Brilliant start so far. Brilliant start. Let's check the comments. Oh, Warnock, one more year. Spot on, Blue Terrier. Thought Nagles came across really well. We're going to get into that. Hi, Harry. Super Brad Barb. Super. Playoffs. Hopefully, David. Evening, Paul. Town interested in Zidane Iqbal. Hi, Bailey. Hi, Aiden, bro. Iqbal's gone to a Dutch team. Have you seen the new documentary? I've got a bit through the YouTube video, but it looks quality. So, no stress, be nice. Yo, my lad, how you doing, Piers? Good to see you, bro. So, Neil is here. I'm happy about that, right? Find it a bit strange how we got Plymouth away first game, given it's the longest game, but we won't worry too much. We'll just crack on and get flat out down the M1 and the rest of the roads. But it's massive for me that everyone has their own role now and everyone's able to do that role without intervention from someone like who isn't qualified in that role. Sad to see Clements go, but to bring back Bennett is a smart move. Whether that was them working together or Clements had to go, maybe that chapter had to close. But we wish him well. Bromby's gone, and we thank Bromby for what he did in the possible promotion season. Not so much for last season. You getting that Newtown shirt? Absolutely, spot on. It's so nice. Now, so buzzing that Neil's back. I've covered most of this in the last stream, though. We all know what we're getting with Neil. We know we're getting a straight says it as it is individual, and we know what kind of coaching we can expect as well. So I'm buzzing with that. Now, let's acknowledge that Danny Ward has signed a 2-year contract with the club. For me, I'd have maybe given him a 1 year, but again, in my experience speaking with Neil, his words were that his experience and his ability, you will not find a better striker than Danny Ward for the money. Now, although he didn't have a great season last season, he scored arguably the most important goal of them all to keep us up. And a big thing worth mentioning is under Corbyn, he was absolutely ridiculously good. He was so good. Those goals he was scoring were just hat-trick against Reading. Like, Reading aren't special at all, but hat-trick, come on. It deserves respect, is what it deserves. So I completely get where he was coming from. I completely agree. He's a great striker to have. That being said, it'd be nice if we could make a couple of signings as well. What else is there? So the fact he signed is good because we keep him now for a couple of years. Like I said, maybe one would have been enough, but we'll see. I trust Neil. We should all trust Neil. Whatever Neil says goes. After what he just did, then exactly. Can't judge Ward under Fotheringham and Danny Schofield, yeah. So we need JK and Sorba time. We'll see Prime Sorba. If he comes in and puts all that effort in, I will never slag him. I want players at Huddersfield Town that work to play for this team, work to play for this badge. People think with this little small club, dog botherers and all this, but we actually have a pretty good history for a little old town in Yorkshire. Kevin realises that, and there's something about this club that's different to a lot of clubs. It's very similar in some ways to others, but I feel like we have a different kind of feel about our club than a lot of clubs. A lot of clubs are just clubs to people. It's like a little bit of a big family. I mean, yeah, it gets divisive at times when we're losing, but it's like a little big family, this. Big little family, not a little big. One thing about Wardy, he turns up when needed. Yeah, exactly. If Chroma goes, Kishanson would do for me. We would love the Yates from Blackpool too. I don't think Chroma will go with Warnock being manager, but there is the potential of a higher money offer, on salary for Josh. If that's the case, he may be tempted to go work with, I believe it was Plymouth or Millwall. See no reason to Plymouth. That's a downgrade for me as it stands. Millwall, on the other hand, could make another promotion push under an experienced manager, Gary Rowett. So there is potential there. Aidan says, and this is actually quite unrealistic to think about, but it's possible in this league. We've seen it before. Could you imagine if we get promoted this season, Warnock comes in, saves us from relegation, comes in for a full season, gets promoted? That would be the best miracle in the whole football. Spot on. If that happened, they would talk about it for years upon years upon years upon years. Wardy won't score 40 goals season. We rely on a team that will all score goals. Yeah. Yeah, Fotheringham didn't appreciate so, but that's position you think we sign and improve on. Left back straight away. Because Utah's not going to be fully fit to kick things off, I don't think. If we're going to play a far back, we need a right back as well, urgently. One or two midfielders, another striker maybe, but wingers, crucially wingers. If Warnock goes to the Prem, do you think he'd say, no, I think that ship has to sail? I think he's here for stability. Hello, Jackson. But if he achieves more, then so be it. Say we came straight back down, we'd be a richer club for it. That's the main thing for me and for a lot of people, actually. When's the next episode of Cream Mode? It'll be coming out soon. We've just got a couple of other things that we've got to sort out outside of YouTube and other things. But it is coming soon. I'm not packing it in, trust me. It will be coming soon. Apologies for little audio cuts in it. Don't know why it keeps happening. I'm going to take a closer look. But yeah, that's just kind of the editing process. Sometimes there's glitches. But now we'll get on to the big topic. So, Kevin Nagles has fully acquired the asset of Huddersfield Town. He's 100% the owner of the club now. There's no shareholders and this and that with Dean Hoyle, Phil Hodgkinson. He's 100% the shareholder of Huddersfield Town Football Club. Now, I've watched all of that first press conference by the last 5 minutes because my phone died. And I mean this when I say it, but I think this guy means business because the way he comes across, unless he's just saying stuff that we want to hear, which I don't believe he is by any means. I hope I get the chance to meet Kevin because I'd love to have a discussion with him about the future of the club, and I love how he's taking a business a business view on it, on how to acquire the stadium if possible, and have a bigger thing than just a football stadium. You know, like a bigger, a place for events and stuff. I love to see how progressive he's thinking with the club, the team, and the future of all the stuff that we own. I really like that he's come. I really think that he's come in and said we need stability because that's right. We went and finished 10th next season. I would not complain at all. I'd be gutted that if we just missed out on playoffs, but in comparison to this season, it'd be a worldly of an achievement because I don't think we're going to spend loads. We haven't got the funds. I don't think FFP agrees with it anyway. But if Neil wants a player, Kev will probably say, yeah, go sign him. So we're lucky in that regard that Neil gets to make those choices and that Kevin will fully back Neil, to whatever he wants within reason. So where I stand on Kevin Nagles' press conference, I think he really, really kind of respectfully integrated himself into the club straight away. I think he... I'd like to say that I feel a lot safer now, knowing that he has what looks like the best ambitions for the club's future to keep us in this division. And the thing he kept repeating that properly made me go, "Wow, he's the one," is the word infrastructure. I can't say it. Infrastructure. Why am I struggling? Infrastructure. There we go. That word that he said, right, was massive because to me that meant he just wants to expand on everything. And what he's basically saying is it's all right getting to Prem, but staying there is another thing. And he's completely right because we see teams go up all the time and they stay there. All three teams that went up last season have stayed in the Prem. But how often does that happen? You've got to be clever about what you're spending your money on. Now, Forest, I'd like to think that Forest got very lucky because he spent a lot of money and they still nearly went down. But on the money Davenport, he's here for the long haul. It's a long project. It'll take time. A couple of years, we might be one of the big dogs of the championship. It might be a yo-yo club for all anyone knows. He has said he's a fighter. He's a fighter. He's the underdog, which perfectly epitomises with us. I mean, people try the hardest to forget that we ever got in the Premier League because they hated the thought of a little town being there. Kevin Nagel really epitomises and sees clearly what this club is about. And I think he's going to try his absolute hardest to get that club in a position where we're not the underdog anymore and where teams are going to look at Huddersfield and say, wow, they look good this season. But from the press conference, he seems like a really nice guy, really respectful as well. Had a laugh with all the reporters. Took time to hear a lot of questions. It was a long press conference. And he answered them as best he could without giving anything away. Now, I know this sounds like what I'm saying is a bare minimum, but it's not anymore. Because there's that many egos in football that can ask people questions and just get faced on. And he answered those questions perfectly without giving too much away. I liked his answers as well. I liked the, obviously, infrastructure. There we go. I loved him mentioning that. I loved him speaking about, obviously, the long haul, like Davenport just said. And I really like the way he kind of tried to link his knowledge with Sacramento Republic into this as well. You know, he says he's always wanted to own a club in England, and he said that no club felt right until us, sorry. So I love that. He was right about the reporters, though. They need better ones. Some of the questions were shocking. I just repeated it. No conference. Yeah. So some of the questions were like basically asking the same thing and hoping he was going to change his mind on saying what he just said he couldn't say. But as well as that, I did like how if there was a question that he as an owner didn't feel qualified to answer, he said, look, that's Jake. That's Jake's role, sporting director. Or you have to speak with Neil on that regard. He's the manager. I like that. There's nothing better than an owner that gives everyone the best tools in life. Says, look, you go wild, right? You go have fun with all these things at your disposal. Let me help you in any way I can, right? And everyone's a winner. By all means, there'll be knowledge that Kevin can contribute from the American game to us. But he at the end of the day, he knows that Neil knows how to manage. That's why he's got him to stay. He knows Neil is him. Neil is him. Neil is the guy. Neil's the guy that knocks on the door. Like, he knows Neil is top dog, and that is why he's the manager. He knows Jake Edwards, being the chairman of basically the American Championship, is a perfect person to deal with money and sporting direction and stuff like that. So he's got that spot on and all from what I've seen. Coaches do the coaching, manager does the managing. He's been very clever about his appointments, and if this pays off, we could be in such a different position in 6 months' time, a year's time, 5 years' time. Could be a completely different club, a completely different entity. We're not going to be that team that maybe goes as a promotion race every now and then goes down to the bottom and loses all its good players. Players might actually want to stay. They might go, I mean, yeah, the area in Huddersfield isn't great, you know, like there are some areas that, you know, you put your shoes on to walk into them instead of taking them off. But I kind of long for the day where Kevin Nagles transformed this club to the point where we're not the underdog. No, we're not the team that people just say, oh, Huddersfield away, that'll be a good trip, easy 3 points. Likes of Leeds coming to us. You know, likes of Leeds, all these teams that have come down coming to us saying, wow, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves, lads. Long story short, Kev is cooking. Spot on. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Obviously, I have to go into next extreme, but and like David just said, he's very competitive. He does want to get us promoted, but he also wants us to stay up there. We met him last game of the season. Spot on. And he seems so really humble as well when he was saying about how all the love that the town fans showed when he turned up at the last game of the season. Special. To have and maintain this relationship with an owner, between the fans, between the manager, between the sport director, it's a long chain of relationships. The better they get, the more clear things are, the better we will get. If he's clear with all his intentions to us, we'll trust him. There'll be no toxicity on Twitter, or very little, or a bunch of idiots that do the normal stuff. And then again, and then obviously, hang on, I've gone off topic now because Ian's put that comment and it's just took me to my next point. Hopefully, a couple of times going soon. Another thing I liked about Kevin, ask Jake. Kevin's not getting involved in that because this is the English game and he knows he's not as experienced. Or, you know, he might have a little bit of knowledge, but I don't know that. I'm just guessing, assuming maybe. But he knows that Jake and Neil are probably two of the most qualified guys around to do that job for him. That's why he's appointed them. And when he said, ask Jake, ask Neil, the signings are coming. The signings are coming. There will be quite... I estimate 3-4 signings. Brad, I'll ask you a question. Can you remember last time I got involved with the fans? Dean got involved with the fans to an extent, but unfortunately it got far too toxic. Dean unfortunately became ill. A lot of things happened in that reign of the club, you know, and it was tricky. But Kevin seems like the exact kind of person that we want to take over. He has my full backing. I'd be absolutely gobsmacked if he didn't have everyone's full backing. And I think we can go really far with him. We just have to give him time to learn the league, make a couple of mistakes along the way, of course. You know, stuff happens. And I think we'll be in a good position, you know. I really do think we will. Never underestimate the underdog, but never underestimate the guy with a point to prove. That's the main lesson here. Kevin's coming over from a room in the dark. Hopefully, he sets this league alight. It's probably the cringiest thing I've ever said, but it worked right well. Quick diversion, because I have to mention this whilst I'm on stream, right? So, I will leave the link in the description, but there is a guy I know who recently did a 90-mile bike ride starting from Barnsley up to Ellen Road, then west to Huddersfield, then down to Sheffield Wednesday, then to Bramhall Lane, Sheffield United, then to the ACL Rotherham Stadium, and down to Oakwell, given he's a Barnsley fan and lives in Barnsley, for charity. So if any of you could please donate to that, and if not, then share my Facebook post. It's just my name, Bradley Barber. Share my Facebook post in which I've posted this. I'll leave a link down below. If you could please donate to that, guys, that'd be massive. You know, it's for childhood cancer. I'm really proud of this guy. He showed me today at work. He just says, look, do you think you could, you know, put this on your thing? I said, absolutely, mate. This is a great achievement. Brilliant cause. Brilliant gesture. He says, I was absolutely ruined from it. So, yeah, like I say, off topic, but it had to be mentioned, you know. So, shout out to you, Ryan, and the guys that did that. It's absolutely massive, and well done from you guys. But, like I was saying about Kevin, there's just something there. There's something there, right, that I'm seeing. A lot of people are seeing it, but I just feel like he wants this, and he wants it with us. He wants to take us as far as he can. He has my full backing, my support. Let's give him time, guys. Let's get behind him. Let's not show him the toxic side that I brought out last season. I'm guilty. I apologise for that. Couldn't help it. And let's show him and get this fan base back on top, back screaming out the cowshed, back, you know, doing all these wonderful things that we used to do like under Wagner. Because the chanting hasn't been there since Wagner. Sorry, but it hasn't. I'm not sure when we're training Ian. My apologies. Excuse me. Hungbo will not be coming back. I know that much. He has a future at Watford this season, apparently. So great. That being said, I do want to give him time and see where he can take us. But yeah, like I say, really happy that Neil stayed. What Wardy staying is massive, having an experienced player like that, and Kevin Nagel is officially 100% the owner of Huddersfield Town. Not sure if you think we'll get Neil said we're bringing him one. Probably one for one of his ex-clubs, in fairness. The club does feel in the right direction now. Does feel in the right direction. Anyway, guys, we'll knock it there. It's a bit of a later stream. But if you do enjoy this content, please leave a like. Please comment down below your thoughts on all the 3 things we discussed today. And subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. That being said, there's going to be a lot of matchday vlogs this year. Town, non-town, a lot of stuff. So stay tuned. Going to be a couple more videos coming soon about the career mode and possible signings for us as a team in real life. So don't go anywhere. Subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys very soon. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, have a good weekend. Take care, guys.